What we weren't told. Guy Fawkes, the man behind the mask. Remember, the 5th of November, Gunpowder, Treason, and Plot. I see no reason why gunpowder treason should ever be forgot. Every year, across Britain, bonfires blaze and fireworks light the sky as effigies of Guy Fawkes are burned in celebration. Children carry lanterns, and crowds cheer. They call it Guy Fawkes Night or Bonfire Night. But who was this man whose name has echoed for over 400 years? And why do the British still celebrate his attempt to destroy their government? Today, that face, the stylized mask, has become a modern symbol of rebellion, worn by protesters, hackers, and the group known as Anonymous. But the real Guy Fawkes was anything but anonymous. He was a soldier, a man of conviction. He believed faith should be free, not dictated by kings. To some, he was a villain. To others, a hero who dared to strike at tyranny. This was an age when monarchs ruled by divine decree, and defying them was a death sentence. The story begins in early 1600s England, under King James I, who declared Protestantism the only faith in his kingdom. Catholics were branded enemies of the crown, fined, imprisoned, and tortured simply for their beliefs. Amid this persecution, a group of English Catholics decided they'd had enough. They would no longer beg for mercy. Instead, they planned to destroy the very seat of their oppression, the Houses of Parliament. Led by Robert Catesby, with Guy Fawkes as their explosives expert, the conspirators devised an audacious plan. They rented a cellar beneath Parliament and filled it with 36 barrels of gunpowder, enough to destroy the building and the ruling class. Their mission was simple: restore freedom of religion. When the king opened Parliament on November 5th, 1605, Guy Fawkes would strike the match. But fate intervened. One conspirator, torn by guilt, sent an anonymous letter to a friend in Parliament, urging him to stay away. That letter reached royal hands, and a search was ordered. Just after midnight, guards discovered a man lurking in the cellar. He wore dark clothes, and in his pockets were matches and fuses. His name was Guy Fawkes. Fawkes was taken to the Tower of London, where he endured days of torture on the rack. They wanted names of his fellow conspirators. At first, he gave them nothing, earning the king's reluctant admiration. But eventually, his body broke, and he signed a confession. On January 31st, 1606, Guy Fawkes faced execution, hanged, drawn, and quartered, the most brutal punishment for traitors. Yet, in his final moment, he defied them. He leapt from the scaffold, snapping his own neck and denying the crown its spectacle. England rejoiced. The king had been saved. Every year since, the British light bonfires and fireworks on November 5th to celebrate the failure of the Gunpowder Plot. Children chant his name, effigies of Guy are burned, and the night sky explodes with color. Yet, as centuries passed, the meaning blurred. What began as a warning against treason slowly transformed into a celebration of freedom, protest, and the eternal spark of rebellion. And that mask, once the face of a condemned man, became the face of those who stand against oppression, censorship, and control. So, was Guy Fawkes a villain or a man driven by conviction? History called him a traitor, but time turned him into a symbol. A reminder that when people are silenced long enough, they will eventually find their voice, sometimes in the most explosive ways. So this November 5th, when you see the fireworks, remember the man behind the mask, the soldier, the believer, the rebel. And remember how easily truth and treason can trade places in history. Stay safe, stay vigilant, and always question what you're told. If you enjoyed this episode of What We Weren't Told, hit like, subscribe, and share this story, because now you know what they weren't told.